It's a humble request to everyone. Just keep your videos on so that we can have a look of your beautiful faces. It's easy to interact in that way. Please.
નીચો આવે છે પછી ઉપર જાય છે પછી એકદમ બોટમ ઉપર 2011 માં આવે છે આ પૂરા ગુજરાત વિદ્યાપીઠ દ્વારા ગુજરાત વિદ્યાપીઠના જેટલા પણ સંશોધનો થાય છે એ સંશોધકોએ જે પબ્લિકેશન કર્યા છે એની આંકડાકીય માહિતી તમારી સમક્ષ રજૂ કરું છું.
A graceful and warm morning to our most valued resource person and all the participants. I, Mrs. Neetu Gupta, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, on behalf of St. Vincent Pallotti College and the entire fraternity of the college, first of all, extend my most sincere thanks to the God and then extend a very hearty welcome to Dr. D.N. Sansanwal sir, who spared time from his busy schedule to grace the occasion. A resource person today, Dr. D.N. Sansanwal, has a distinguished career in research field. The wisdom and experience of learned person is a resource to inestimable worth. Recognizing and treasuring the contribution of such a person is essential to long-term flourishing. Sir has worked as head and dean faculty of education in the Devi Ahilya University, Indore. He holds MSc Physics, PhD education degrees. He has specialization in research methodology, experimental designs, advanced educational statistics, educational measurement and evaluation, educational technology, science education, information communication technology. He has even invented jerk technology, multiple discriminatory type items, multiple answer type items, moral discussion model, and educational cleaning. He has taught business research methods and quantitative techniques in IIM Indore from 2004 to 2008. He has also taught business research methods in Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, New Delhi. He has published extensively both in Indian and foreign journals of repute. After retirement, he has conducted 180 workshops of 7 to 15 days on research methodology, statistics, and use of SPSS all over India. He has given 1,021 webinar lectures, each of 2 to 3 hours on different topics, including research methodology, statistics, and use of SSP. Dr. Sansanwal was given the Best Educator Award by All India Association of Teachers Educator India. I sincerely hope you all will get great learning today also. Thank you for your participation. I would now request our principal, Dr. Kuldeep Dubey, to welcome address Sansanwal sir for today's session. Please, sir.
And madam, allow me to use my word file. Please permit me to use the word file.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, one and all present here. Respected Professor D. N. Sansalwan, sir, former head and dean Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya Indore, on behalf of St. Vincent Pallotti family, on behalf of St. Vincent Pallotti College, I welcome you, sir, and we are really happy, and it's really an honor for us to listen a great personality like you, knowledgeable person like you. So over to you, Sansanwal sir. You're welcome, sir. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Kindly please allow me to share the screen.
Yes, sir, it's done.
Sir, I would like to inform you that this program is live in YouTube, and we have received lot of participation from different parts of India, not only from Chhattisgarh, even from Nainital, UP, Jharkhand, Uttarakhand, and this Bombay and Patna. So all over India, we have participants for this FDP, sir. Please, sir, go ahead. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me at the outset express my gratitude to the institute who has given me the opportunity to help some of my young teachers, researchers, and students. Okay, I think that 23 people who are logged in, I think they must be your staff member or what? Or might be some students.
So some are staff members, some are the various other faculties joining from different places.
All right. So that
No
means,
student
the number which
is there, sir.
it is only of the faculty. That's all, not of students.
No, sir. Students are not invited, sir, since this is faculty development program. And then, sir, actually, we are not sharing WhatsApp, this Zoom link to everyone. Most of them are given YouTube links, sir.
Actually,
so because a lot of disturbance comes, so that's why. Yeah, please.
You go ahead. Okay, dear friends, this is my name, D. N. Sansanwal, and this is my email address. And if any one of you is interested in asking me a question, you can send me your question on the email, or right now you can write your questions in the chat box and I will see it from time to time, or from the question answer box I will see and then I will let you know. Okay, so dear friends, are you able to see my this word file or no? Okay, that's good. So therefore, I'm not using the PPT. I will be using the word file as my whiteboard. As I talk, I will be typing. And it is up to you to note down whatever you want. Okay, now to begin with, I would like to ask question and let us see how many of you can reply. This is the one question which I'm asking. So try to see if you can reply this or not. The first question, there are options A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. And you can write your answers in the chat box. I will see it from there. I'm still waiting for the answers. Have not got any answer till now. Okay, one person has given the answer. Let me see. Okay. All right. Three people have given the answer. Four people have given the answer. Five people have given the answer. Six people have given the answer. Now, this is the one question, and I have seen the answer. Let me have another question, and then I will tell you whether your answers are correct or your answers are not correct. This is the another question, the second question, and let us see how many of you like to answer this. Okay, three people have answered this question. Four people have answered the question. Okay. Now, before I proceed further, do you want that I should tell you the answer of these questions?
Yes, sir.
Whether your answers are correct or not. If you want, I can give you the correct answer and then you can compare your answers with the correct answer. What do you?
Yes, sir, we want the answer.
Okay, if you want the answer, I can give you the answer. And if you want that I should tell you whether your answers were correct or not, you can find it out yourself after I give answer. Now, the first question is, which of the following is our variable? Please mute yourself. Madam Gupta, please ask them to mute themselves.
Yes, sir. It's a humble request from all the participants to keep themselves mute. So please unmute yourself. I have, yes.
Okay, so now let me tell you the answer. The first question is, which of the following is are the variable? See, content of mathematics. This is the variable. So A is the correct answer. Male teachers is not the variable because all these are male. Urban teachers is not the variable because all these are from urban area. The hemoglobin is a variable. female science teacher is not variable. Anxiety is a variable. Discussion method is not a variable. Achievement in physics is a variable. So now you can compare your answers whether they are correct or they are not correct. The second question was that, I think let me just go out and do, because there is some is coming. Okay, now the second question is, which of the following is or not the correct answer? This is the not. Now, identification of problem is the correct one. The defining the problem is not correct. Selecting the place of data collection is not correct. Thinking about the hypothesis is okay. The data collection, okay, is there. Then deciding time of data collection, no. Then conclusion, yes. So are not. Okay. Then another is selection of problem, guide, etc. No. So these are the, now this is a new type of question which I have developed, and I call it a multiple answers type questions. If you write one question, because majority of the people are the teachers, those who have logged in here, so therefore they should understand. Now they can, no need of writing a item where you have one and only one correct answer. You can write the item where you have more than one, and you need not to give the 4 choices. You can give more than 4. So it will reduce the error, the guessing. Okay. Now looking to this, you tell me from where should I start, because the topic given to me is the paper writing or project writing, whatever it is. Now, if you want that, then it is important for you that you should understand what exactly is a variable. So if you can tell me from where should I begin? Should I begin from A, B, C, D, or should I begin from the variables? Because if you have to write a paper, then paper writing means you must be very clear about different concepts of the research. Otherwise, you cannot write a quality paper. So what do you want? Okay. So if you want the variables, so I'm sure, let me just quickly tell you one so that you understand it, and then I proceed, is the steps of research. One of the steps of research is identification of problem. And in this particular one, you as a researcher must do these things. You know another word for a problem. Another word for a problem. Can you tell me another word for a problem? Can any participant tell me this is the problem, is a general word, what might be the technical word for a problem? No. No. I'm not calling the name of the people because it may not look very nice if they are the faculty member. No. Okay, let me give you a hint. The first letter is V. Now you can think of what might be the word. No, okay, let me give you another one. The second letter is A. Yes. Now, some of you have given the correct answer, and that is variable. In identification of the problem, as a researcher, you have to select the variable. Because without selecting the variable, you cannot proceed. Can you tell you in one research, minimum how many variable or variables should be? How many variable or variables should you have if you have to conduct a research? Minimum number of variable. Two people have given the answer. Three have given the answer. 4, 5 have given the answer. No, I'm sorry, answer is wrong. See, you must have minimum one variable. Because without variable, you cannot proceed with the research. So you must have minimum one. Because if you do not have even one, then you cannot proceed further. So minimum is one variable, but if you want to have more than one, the choice is yours. So you have to select at least one variable. Next, you should be able to write the title. And you know, if you have to write a title, there is a title of a book, there is a title of a research, and there is a title of the paper, research paper or article. I hope you know the difference between article and research paper. So therefore, about title, you should know that whether this title should be broad versus narrow versus. Can any one of you tell me, should title be broad, narrow, or specific? Two people have given the answer. 4 people have given the answer. Sorry, it cannot be specific. When I write the title, you will know it. Now, when you are writing a title, if you have read the title of a research, not of a paper, if you have read the title of a research, sometime you might have found that the title which you have read seems to be all right. But sometime you may find that the title which you have read is not all right. Why? Because some of the information should have been given in the title, but it is not given. Therefore, we must know what all information should be given in the title. if those informations are not given, then your title is technically not all right. Next, you must know, can we start title with the word to? Because when you write objectives, you start with the word to. Can we put a full stop in the title? These are some of the things which you must understand it. Next is, once you have written the title, then you should be able to write objective. There must be one objective at least. If you do not have more than one, fine, but at least there must be one objective. So if you are writing a research paper, then you may have one or two objectives, not more than that. Why? If you have more objective, then the length of your paper will increase. And if it is too bulky, then some of the journals may not accept it. Although your paper might be of a quality, but some people don't accept because it is too bulky. They will like you to reduce it. But if you are a well-established researcher, then even if you are writing a paper of 40 pages, they will accept it. But depends upon that. Okay. So minimum one objective. If you want, you can have more than one. Sometimes people are writing objective as a heading. Then you must write it in a simple sentence. But if you are writing the research question, then that simple sentence, you can convert it in the question form. But in one particular research, you should not write both. Absolutely no. Why? Because the meaning will be the same. In fact, some time back, there was no one knew something like research question, because all people, those who were doing research in different subjects, everyone was writing objectives. But recently, now people have started writing the research question also. But in one particular research, you should not write both. Why? Because the meaning of both is the same. So it is a repetition. Why to do that? So if you are writing objective as a heading, then you should write simple sentence. And if you are writing research question as a heading, then you should write it in the question form. Now your objective, should it be broad versus narrow versus pinpointed? And you can write it either in the sentence form or question form. Now, these are the three things which you must do in the step number 1. So if you are thinking of writing a paper, then you have to you have to decide your variable, you have to write your title of the paper, and you have to write the objectives. Then another is, now, do you know that in this step number 1, this selection of the variable, the writing the title and writing the objective, what must be the sequence among these three? Do you think, should you first write the title and then decide the variable and then write the objective? Or should you first write the objective, then write the title and then decide the variable? or should you first write the title and then the variable and then decide the and objective, then decide the, so what must be the sequence among variable, title and objective? What should the sequence among these three? Let us see who can tell me. The sequence among variable, title and objectives. Okay, I have got the answer from 2-3 people. And I'm sorry, answer is not all right. No, please understand. If I have to write a title, do you think the variable should be mentioned in the title or not? Can you have a title without a variable? And if you have to mention the variable in the title, then it is important that you have to select the variable first. See, when you think of writing a book, do you think of the title or not? Because the content will be according to the title. If you are thinking of a title, then everything has to be according to that. So as a researcher, you have to first select the variable. Because without selecting the variable, you will not be able to mention it anywhere. Now, next is, should the title come or objective come? Now, related to one title, should you have how many objectives? Do you have only one objective related to a title, or can you have more than one objective related to a title? More than one. And if it is more than one, then my dear friend, then your title must be narrow. If it is specific, then you cannot have more than one objective. Then your objective and title will be the same. So your title must be narrow. And from one particular title, you can write as many objectives as you like. So the sequence is, as a researcher, you have to select the variable, then write the title, and then write the objectives. And objectives are pinpointed. जो लोग बाग हिंदी में सुनना चाहते हैं कि शोध के जो सोपान होते हैं, सबसे पहला सोपान होता है कि समस्या का चयन, आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ प्रॉब्लम, और इसके अंतर्गत सबसे पहले आपको चर का सिलेक्शन करना है, चुनाव करना है, जिस चर पे आप काम करना चाहते हैं, और कम से कम एक चर होना चाहिए। एक बार आपने एक चर का चुनाव कर लिया, उसके बाद आपको शीर्षक लिखना है, और जो शीर्षक लिखा जाएगा वो नैरो होगा। शीर्षक लिखने के बाद में आपको उसके उद्देश्य लिखने चाहिए, और जो उद्देश्य होंगे वो पिन पॉइंटेड उद्देश्य होंगे। अगर वो पिन पॉइंटेड नहीं हो तो फिर आपको आगे की दिशा पता नहीं लगेगी। Now, the second is formulation of hypothesis. I'm not telling you what is hypothesis. You must be knowing all that. And if you do not know, then of course I will tell you that hypothesis is tentative solution of the problem. समस्या का संभावित निदान ही परिकल्पना कहलाता है। सॉल्यूशन को निदान कहेंगे क्या, या सॉल्यूशन, जो भी आपको कहना है। अनदर इज हाइपोथेसिस। Hypothesis is the intelligent guess about the solution of the problem. कि जो आपका समस्या का बुद्धिमत समाधान ही परिकल्पना कहलाता है। और जो तीसरा है कि हाइपोथेसिस इज द conjectural statement about the relationship between variables. चरों के बीच संभावित संबंध को परिकल्पना कहते हैं। These are the different definitions of hypothesis. And you can say it is tentative, it is not final. It is intelligent guess, it is not guess. And it is a conjectural statement, that means tentative statement. Now, let me give you example, simple example. When we are not well and we go to the doctor, doctor examines, and after examining, the doctor may tell that I think you are suffering from this problem. And then doctor may advise the patient that this is the medicine I am giving. You start taking this medicine, but side by side, you go to pathology lab and you get your blood test done. And he will write what should be tested in the blood. Now, why doctor wants the pathology report? Because whatever he is thinking, he wants to make sure that yes, the patient is suffering from this. And that is why every time the doctor sends the patient for the pathology, you know, in this pandemic, majority of the time, the doctors were asking the patient to go to the pathology and get these things done. Only after having the report, then they were treating the patient. Okay, so therefore there has to be some testing mechanism. Now in science also we have testing mechanism because there are labs. So we do testing in the lab, but in social science and humanities, we do not have labs. So if we have to test it, then for testing the hypothesis, we will be using the statistical technique. And if you want to use the statistical technique, you must have the quantitative data. Now, please listen. If in your research, you have the quantitative data, which can be analyzed with the help of a statistical technique, then you can test the hypothesis. And then you must formulate the hypothesis. But if you have a qualitative data, which cannot be analyzed with the help of a statistical technique, then you cannot test the hypothesis and you should not formulate the hypothesis. I repeat, if you have a qualitative data which cannot be analyzed with the help of a statistical technique, then you cannot test the hypothesis and you should not formulate the hypothesis. Therefore, you cannot have hypothesis as a second step in all types of the researches. Say for qualitative research, you cannot have. For philosophical research, for historical research, for descriptive survey research, for case study research, you cannot have a hypothesis. So hypothesis will be only if you are doing a correlational survey or experimental study. Then and only then you can have. Now, then the third is your data collection. And in the data collection, you must know from where to collect the data. That means you must know the sampling. Then with the help of what you will collect the data. So you must know about the tools or instrument, and then the method of research. And once you have collected the data, then you should be analyze the data. So it is data analysis. And then it is your finding, conclusion or finding. Now these are the different steps of the research. You must be knowing all that. Now I am going to you know the definition of the variable. Should I tell you the definition of the variable or no? क्या आपको चर की परिभाषा पता है या मैं बताऊं? If you know the definition of variable, then I proceed further. Please kindly help me fast. Okay, some of you are saying I should explain. All right. See, variable. So I am giving you the definition. Variable refers to changeable characters. Those characteristics which can change will be called variable. So changeable characteristics are called variable. Example. Example, say for example, weight, height, temperature. Say computer, languages, say gender, say subjects, say caste, say types of colleges, say achievement, say speed of car, say the cost of anything, say colors, say hemoglobin, say blood pressure, say blood count, say stress. Vocabulary, say reading comprehension. Say reading comprehension. Do you want more? I can give the more. Gender. You want more example or enough? Types of computer. Uses of computer. Do you want more? Socio-economic power of lens. Enough. All right. So these are the variables. And there is something called a constant. Constant refers to unchangeable characters. Unchangeable characteristics. Example. Say, if you say number of days in a week, you ask anyone on the earth, everyone will say that there are 7 days. No one will say 6 days, no one will say 5 days. But if you say working days, then someone will say 7 days, someone will say 6 days, someone will say 5 days. And now in some of the places, they have 4 working days. So working days becomes that. Total hours in day and night. Ask anyone, everyone will say 24 hours. But if you ask the length of the day, in summer it is different, in winter it is different. If you want length of the night, in summer it is different, in winter it is different. The value of pi, everybody will say it is 22/7. If you say sum of three angles of a triangle, everyone say 180 degree. And there are many constants in science. Large number of constants are there. Okay. Now, a variable may be held constant, but a constant cannot be made variable. This is very important. For example, you have seen that right now I'm using English as a medium. So my medium of instruction is constant. But if I speak in Hindi as well as in English, then it is not constant, then it is a variable. You have seen there are many colleges which are purely girls' colleges. Their gender is held constant. There are boys' colleges. The gender is held constant. There are government colleges. The type of colleges is held constant. There are private colleges, only private colleges, then the type of, so like this, you know, a variable may be held constant, but a constant cannot be made variable. The meaning is the basic nature of the variable will always remain a variable, and the basic nature of constant will always remain a constant. You can't change the basic nature, but the variable can be temporarily changed to constant, but permanent change is not there, because that will always be a variable. So these are few things related to the variable you must know. Now I am going to the types of variable. Now, can any one of you tell me what are the types of the variable? The types of the variable. I'm waiting for your answers. There are only two people who have given the correct answer, otherwise all other answers are not okay. And that is the problem, because majority of the books are giving wrong answer. So it is not the fault of the reader, but it is the fault of the writer. But reader fault is that reader has not been able to select the book which gives the correct answer. So therefore, the two types of variable everywhere you find. One is called continuous variable, and another is called discrete variable. Discontinuous or discrete variable. In computers, in mathematics, in physics, there is one more type of a variable, and that is called a complex variable. But this complex variable will not be in Hindi, in English, in education, in psychology, in management, in political science, in physical education, and so on and so forth. Even in medical education, even in botany, geology, they will not have a complex variable. So let me take it out. And complex variable, those people who are from science, they know it is denoted by iota. Okay, now the continuous variables are those which can be expressed in whole number as well as fraction. I'll give examples. Weight. Somebody weight might be 40 kg, somebody weight might be 40.5 kg. Height. Somebody height might be 5 feet, somebody height might be 5 feet 2 inches. Temperature. Someone may have a temperature of 100 or it may be 100.1. Achievement. Somebody may get 40 marks out of 40, somebody may get 30.5 out of 40. So you can have that. Power of lens. Somebody lens power might be 0.25, somebody lens power might be 1. So it is like that. Intensity of red colors. Okay, then reading comprehension. Okay, then reasoning, stress, job satisfaction, cost of anything, speed of the vehicle. More examples should I give, or they are all right, enough? Simar, there is nothing like individual variable. Who told you there is an individual variable? There is nothing like individual variable. Gender is a gender, it's not individual. There is nothing like individual variable. Oh my God. Do you want more examples, or these examples are enough? Hemoglobin. Okay, all right. Now, then another variable is what is called a discrete variable or discontinuous variable. So discontinuous variable are those which can be expressed only in whole number. Example. Number of books in the library. Number of participants. Say gender. Languages. Subjects. Number of lines on pages. Number of pages in books. Subjects. Okay, I have written. Types of college. Colors. Do you want some more examples, or these are enough? enough or more. Say if you have caste, if you have medium of instruction, methods of teaching, types of questions. Do you want more examples or is it all right? All right. So therefore, these are the two types of the variable which are everywhere. Whether you have science or you have English or Hindi or mathematics or physics or chemistry or education or sociology, management, medical science, physical education, social work, any subject. In all subjects, you will find these are the two types of the variable. But now, when you are doing a qualitative research, a quantitative research, these are the two types of the variable. If you are doing a philosophical research, a historical research, a survey research, a case study research, an experiment, you have all these type of the variable. But only in experimental research, the variables are one is called independent variable, and it is also called a treatment. You know, when we are not well and we go to the doctor, doctor gives us the medicine. That medicine is nothing but the treatment. And that medicine will depend upon what is the disease from which the person is suffering. Then another is the dependent variable. Now, these are the two variables which you use only and only in experimental research. अगर आप कोई प्रयोगात्मक शोध करना चाहते हैं, उसी के अंतर्गत आप स्वतंत्र और आश्रित चर का उपयोग करोगे. अगर आप कोई दूसरी तरह का शोध करना चाहते हैं, तो उसमें स्वतंत्र और आश्रित चर नहीं होते हैं और किताबों में गलत इंफॉर्मेशन दे रखी है. Okay, all right. Let me give you an example. Suppose if you have a quality of food and you have your health. If you want to improve the health, then you have to improve the quality of food. So your health will depend on the quality of food. So quality of food becomes an independent variable and health becomes a dependent variable. Now, if I say monthly income and the quality of food, now monthly income will become independent variable and quality of food will become a dependent variable. Please understand. Now, in the first example, the quality of food is independent. In the second example, the quality of food is dependent. That means no variable forever is dependent or independent it is the context which will tell you whether your variable is dependent or whether your variable is independent. I'll take example from daily life. When you were small and your parents were earning, so your parents were independent and you were dependent at that point of time. For everything you were dependent. Now those students who are attending this webinar, the students are dependent and the teachers are independent. But when the parents become old and the children starts earning, then the parents will depend on the children. So parents once upon a time were the independent, and at some point of time they become dependent. Today you are independent, but do not worry, after some years you will be dependent. So dependent and independent is not absolute, it is relative. Let me take another example from, if you have the methods of teaching and if you see the understanding. So the understanding of the student will depend on the methods of teaching. So methods of teaching will become independent variable and this will become a dependent variable. Now your understanding may also change by virtue of your previous understanding. It may also depend on your concentration. It may also depend upon your vocabulary. It may also depend your reasoning. It may also depend on your study habits. Like this. So that makes the changes in the understanding, the change in the understanding might be because of the methods of teaching. It may also be because of your previous understanding, your concentration, your vocabulary, then your reading, your reasoning, your study habit, etc., etc. So that means there are many variables which are also taking part in the process. So your understanding will change because of the methods of teaching, and your understanding may also change because of your previous understanding, your concentration, your vocabulary, your reasoning, your study habits, etc. So such variables are called intervening variables. Because if you want to find out that whatever is a change in the understanding, whether it is purely due to methods of teaching, then the such type of variable, that is intervening variables, must be held constant. See, whenever we are not well and doctor gives us medicine, the doctor does tell to the patient that till you are taking this medicine, you cannot eat this and you cannot eat this and cannot eat this and cannot eat this. Why? Because they are the intervening variables. Another example, when we take our food, before taking food, we wash our hands. Why? Because our hands are dirty and it carries lot of germs and they are not good for health. Okay. So like that, because they are the intervening variables and you can control them by washing the hands. Another example, when doctor goes to the operation theater, the doctor changes his dress, whatever the dress he puts on when he comes to the hospital. On the way, there might have been lot of germs on his dress. So if he enters into the operation theater along with that dress, then in the operation theater, there will be a lot of germs. So in order to control that, he changes his clothes and he puts on the sterilized clothes. Then he put the mask, then he puts the gloves. All these he does in order to control the intervening variables. Now, if some of you were a science students, when you were doing experiments, your teacher must have taught you or must have told you the precautions which you have to keep in the mind while doing a particular experiment. Okay. So in order to control the intervening variable, those things. So therefore, there is another variable which is called intervening variable. Intervening variables are those which are in the process, and brings change in the dependent variable, which are in the process and outside the process. But bring change in the dependent variable in the presence of independent variable. And the intervening variable might be in the process, that is intrinsic, or might be extrinsic. Intrinsic means inside the process. Extrinsic means outside the process.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
If we require, we can give 5 minutes break, sir.
The choice is yours.
That is about your requirement, sir. If you require, we will give 5 minutes break.
My requirement is no requirement. If you want, we can have a break. How much you want?
5 minutes, sir.
Okay, 5 minutes means 2:10.
Yes.
Or 2:15.
Yeah.
What? 2:10 or 2:15?
2:10.
2:10. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir. We will be joining back, everyone, within 5 minutes. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Sir, can we start ahead?
Yes. Okay, so I was talking about the intervening variables and I was giving the example. Right now, you're attending this webinar. If you are hungry or you are uncomfortable, or if any other problem with you, then because of that, you may not be able to concentrate. Now, that is because of your own, these are intervening variables. If there are children playing outside, or if there is a noise, outside noise, so because of that, you may also not be able to hear me clearly, or there are some electricity problem or something like that, then these are extrinsic. So intervening variables are two types. One is intrinsic, which are inside the process. Another is extrinsic, which are outside the process. Extrinsic intervening variables are also called confounding variables. Okay. Now, there is one more type of a variable, and right now, every participant's height may not be the same. Different participants must be with different heights. So height is in the process. Every participant doesn't have the same weight. Every participant doesn't wear the same color clothes. Every participant doesn't change so many. So all these are your type of a clothes, your height, your weight, your head circumference, etc., etc. All these are the variables which are inside the process, but they do not bring change in the dependent variable. In the presence of independent variable, such variables are called concomitant. Are called concomitant variables. Are those which are in the process but do not bring change in the dependent variable in the presence of independent variable. Now, independent variable or treatment dependent variable, intervening variable, these are the words which you should use in experimental research. I repeat, independent variable, dependent variable, and intervening variable, these words you must use in experimental research. In all other type of researches, you do not have dependent variable. They are called criterion variable. And in other type of researches, there might be intervening variable also. But in experimental research, they are the one. Now, this your independent variable is called discontinuous variable. Or you can say discrete variable. and your dependent variable is always continuous variable. And your intervening variable is continuous as well as discontinuous. And your concomitant variable is also continuous as well as discontinuous. So this is what the relationship between continuous and discontinuous variable on one hand, independent, dependent, and intervening variable, concomitant variable on another hand. But I once again repeat, whenever someone is asking you what are the types of the variable, you should always say the continuous variable and discontinuous variable. And then you can also add, but in experimental study or research, there will be independent variable and dependent variable and intervening variables. So I hope you have understood it. Now, if you have understood, do you know how to write the title of a research, or do you want me to tell you how to write the title of a research? Or do you want me to tell you what are the sources of problem? Because if you have to write a paper, you must know from where to get the variable. So what do you want? Do you want I should tell you about sources of problem? Or should I tell you the how to write title? What do you want? Which one do you want me to take? Okay. All right. 3 people have given the response, out of which 2 are saying one thing and 1 is saying something else. 2 people are saying sources of problem and 1 person is saying title, how to write title. Now there are 2 people who are saying how to write title and 2 people saying how to write the sources of problem. Let me see if one more participants give me the response. Okay. Now the people are saying, more people are saying about the title. Okay, let me write the title, no problem at all. So you will know that sources of the problem. Okay. If I have to write the title, please give me the name of the variable. Please give me the name of the variable. Tell me name of the variable. Because without variable, you cannot write a title. Okay. Any other one? I've got Sujata, yours. You have written, I have understood. Any other participant like to suggest me the variable that I should take? Okay. Any other one? Okay. Any other one? Three people have given and all three people are different. Okay. So let me just take one simple so that the people from all subjects can understand it. Say I'm taking one variable, personal problem. Okay, let me take this one variable and then I'll take the other one also. If this is my variable, you know, will this variable give you the qualitative data or quantitative data? Will you get the qualitative data or quantitative data? Yes, it is the qualitative data, correct. So now I'm writing the title. Should I write title directly or should I tell you how to develop the title? How to develop the title or should I write title directly? Okay, so I'm telling you now. So my variable is personal problems and I am now telling you how to develop the title. So now pay attention. A study of personal problems. A study of personal problems of teachers. A study of personal problems of teachers of private colleges. A study of personal problems of teachers of private colleges of India. Private colleges of Chhattisgarh. Private colleges of Raipur. Now you see, the first one is a study of. Do you think it is all right? The answer is no. Why? It is too broad. And anything which is too broad is vague. And your title cannot be vague. Now, if you compare the second with the first, in the second, I have written personal problems. And personal problems is nothing but your variable. So that means now the second one, if you compare second with the first, the first is too broad. Now the second one is not broad. It has been narrowed down. Why? Because I have written the personal problems. So this particular research will not bother about the social problems, will not bother about the educational problems, will not bother about any other except the personal problems. So the variable has come in the second one. But then personal problem, whose personal problem is not clear from the second one. If you compare third with the second one, then it is given of teachers. And once I say of teachers means, now I have started giving you information about the population. That means this research will not be done on students, will not be done on parents, will not be done on vice chancellor, on principals or corporate sector people. It will be only of the teachers. But teachers from where? Is it the school? Is it the colleges? Is it the university? Is it the private university? Is it the central? Which one? So if you see, it is written of teachers of private colleges. So that means these teachers must be only from private colleges. If there are teachers working in government colleges, you will not collect the information from them. Because here you are now making your population narrow. In the third one, it is written teachers. But teachers may be from anywhere. But the fourth one, it is written teachers of private colleges. But these private colleges from which country? Are they from India, from Japan, from Switzerland, from China, from Russia, from Canada, from Nigeria, from which place? So in the fifth one, it is written that teachers of private colleges of India. So that means now I have narrowed it down. But if you see India, India is vast. You may not be able to really collect the data from the teachers working in the private colleges of India. Then it is further narrowed down. It is said that teachers of private colleges of Chhattisgarh, and it is further said teachers of private colleges of Raipur. So out of these seven, which one is appropriate? Which one is appropriate? Yes. Now, you cannot further narrow it down. No, it's not possible. So therefore, the seventh one or the sixth one seems to be all right. Why? Because today you are in Raipur and tomorrow you go to Bilaspur. But if you have written Raipur in your proposal, then you have to come to Raipur to collect the data. But if you have written Chhattisgarh, then you can collect the data from Bilaspur also. So you can keep your population little bit flexible. But otherwise, if you want to have seventh perfectly correct, or if you want to have sixth perfectly correct. Now, from sixth or from seventh, what information are you getting? You are getting information about variable. You are also getting information about population. What type of research will it be? What will be the method of the research? Will you like to tell me the method of the research? Which one will be the method of research in this? Yes, it is the survey research or descriptive survey. Yes. So therefore, from the 6th and from the 7th, you are getting these three informations. Then your title are technically all right. So an appropriate title must give you information about variable, about population, about method of research. Now, if suppose I remove these three words and I say personal problems of teachers of private colleges of Raipur. So now can you tell me the 7th one, do you think is it the title of a research or can it be title of something else? Yes. Dr. Neetu Gupta, your answer is correct. See, this is not the title of a research. It can be title of a paper. So if you want to make it a title of a research, you have to write a study of. So this is important thing that you should understand, that you cannot have a title without using a study of. Now, if suppose I just write study of personal problems of teachers, is it all right? Study of personal problems, is it all right? No, it's not very vast, because you cannot start with study. It has to be a study. So some people have started writing title without using the word a. So therefore, if you do not write the word a, then it is not all right. So you have to write a study of. So this is the one title I have written, and this title is of a qualitative research and survey nature. Now, should I take another variable and tell you how to write the title of the survey research where your variable information is quantitative? So do you want me to take a variable quantitative and write the title? If I have a title like job satisfaction, so I can have a quantitative information about the job satisfaction. So should I develop the title or should I write the title directly? Do you want me to develop the title or write the title directly? Dr. Gauri, please mute everyone. Okay, so let me write. I'm writing now title. A study of job satisfaction of teachers. Teachers of private colleges. Teachers of private colleges of India. Teachers of private colleges of Chhattisgarh. Teachers of private colleges of Bilaspur. Now, here you can see the 7th one or 6th one is all right. And now here is a title where you will have the quantitative information. So here the variable is job satisfaction. Population is teachers of private colleges of Bilaspur. Okay. And it will be a survey one. Now I can write another one also. If I write something like this, then please tell me. A study of job satisfaction and personal problems of teachers of private colleges of Bilaspur. Now here you know there are two variables and one variable is job satisfaction, and here you will have a quantitative information. And another variable is your personal problem. So personal problems is another variable. And here you will have a qualitative. So there might be one title where you may like to have the two variable where for one variable you may have a qualitative data, for another variable you may have a quantitative data. But here the method of research will be the same. Method of research here is survey method. Now these days people talk about mixed method. You cannot mix the historical method with the philosophical method. You cannot mix philosophical method with the survey method. You cannot mix experimental method with the philosophical or survey or You cannot mix. So it is a misnomer. So please try to understand the concepts. And if someone is telling you, no, it is like this, ask them, please write one title and then tell me whether in the same title, can you have experiment as well as survey or philosophical? The answer is no. But you can have one title where you may have some of variable where you will have a qualitative data and some variable where you have a quantitative data. And you cannot mix the job satisfaction data with the personal problems data. No, you cannot. It's not possible. You can't mix them. You have to analyze the job satisfaction data separately and personal problems data separately. So I have given you the two examples of the survey. In one, you have a pure qualitative information. In another, you have pure quantitative information. And I have given one more title where you have the qualitative information as well as the quantitative information. Now, do you want me to write title for experimental study or not? Do you want me to write the title for experimental study or there is no need? If someone is listening to me, please can you tell me whether you want for experimental study or not? Okay, so let me give for experimental research. So I'm taking one variable and let us say I'm taking the variable. Okay, let me write simple. Achievement in mathematics. Suppose this is my variable. Now I am writing the title. A study of. A study of effect. A study of effect of online teaching. A study of effect of online teaching on achievement in mathematics. A study of effect of online teaching on achievement in mathematics of class 12 students of government senior secondary schools. Senior secondary schools of India. Senior secondary schools of Uttar Pradesh. Senior secondary schools of Agra. Another can be a study of effect of online teaching on achievement mathematics of class 12 students of DAV school, Agra. Now, out of these, which one is all right according to you? Now, see, your first one is too broad, and therefore it is vague. In the second one, I have written the word effect. The moment I write the word effect, that makes it must be an experimental study. I hope you know these three words. One word is called influence. Another word is called effect. And another word is called impact. See, whenever you meet someone, the way that person talks and etc., the way that person dress up, you may get influenced. But once that person moves out and you are not in contact with that person, now you forget. See, when you work in schools, you must be having your friends. When you move to the college, maybe your school friends were out. You have new friends in the colleges. When you moved from college to now your job, then you must be having new friends now. Now, those school friends you don't remember because that was the influence. You know, many a times when you have guests at home, and if there is only one child to the guest and one child to the host, these two small kids, for some time, they will be staring each other. After that, they will go and start playing. And they will play and all that. Now, once the family members, they say, let us go. Once that child goes out, our child will be calm and quiet, and as he has not done anything. That the influence. You know, when you were small and you were in a group, and someone said, let us break this lamp, the post lamp. So you might have thrown stone. But now if you go back those days and you realize, oh my God, I should not have done that. But it was the influence of your friend. So that's the meaning of influence. So influence word you can use in survey. If it is a effect, so in the survey research. Now, the effect word, you know, the doctor gives you the medicine, and medicine has an effect. And when you are saying effect, it is cause and effect relationship. Cause and effect. So it must be an experimental study. Now, you know, the government, the state governments, the central government keep on taking different decisions. And these decisions have impact all over India. When the central government takes a decision, that decision is implemented all over India. When the state takes a decision, that is implemented all over the state. So the government policies will have impact. And if you want to study that, then you have to first implement that. And after implementing, then you may do a research to find out whether there has been some change because of that or not. And it is called ex post facto research. So it is ex post facto research. You know, the GST was implemented. Now, once the GST was implemented, you know, when GST was implemented, a lot of people were having the registrement. They were registering to it. And lot of changes they have brought out up in different, this tax. So this GST, when is there, then once you use the GST for some time, then you can study its impact, that how it has been able to bring change into the society. You know, demonetization happened. The moment the demonetization happened, then immediately you cannot, but after some time, then now you can see whether there is again. You know why that happened? Because people thought that there are a lot of people, they are having the black money. But now demonetization happened few years back. Now, do you think now people have black money or not? The answer is yes, people have black money. So that means demonetization was not effective in controlling the black money. It was a short term, that's all. Now again, people have black money. So therefore, if you want to study any government policy, whether it has been successfully implemented, whether people have been benefited or not, then you can use the word impact. So in experimental study, you have to use the word effect. There will be effect of something on something. So therefore, if you see here, so which one will be all right? Is it 8th, 9th or 10th or 7th? Do you think 7th is all right, 8th is all right, or 9th is all right, or 10th is all right? Yes, Garima, if you want to do that, but then you have to wait for many years, maybe 2-3 years. After that, you can do it, not right now.
Okay.
So Garima, you cannot do it because the new education policy has not been properly implemented till today.
Yes, sir.
So once you implement it for 2 years or so or 3 years, then you can study the impact. Otherwise, right now, no, you cannot do it. Okay. So therefore, here, either you can have 8th one or you can have 9th one. You cannot have 10th one. Why? Because in the 10th one, you are taking DAV school Agra. Whatever the result you get on the basis of the experiment of the DAV school, that finding cannot be used for generalization. So the 8th one is all right as an action research title. Because action research is also an experimental study. And an experimental study results must be used for generalization. So therefore, 10th one is not appropriate. Either you can take 8th or you can take 9th. Now in the 9th, if I take out the word, then in the 9th one, do you think the title is all right? Can this be 9th? Can this be the title of a research or not? Or can this be the title of something else? Yes, SCRT, you are right. Now, if you say effect, it can be the title of a paper, but it cannot be the title of a research. And I have come across many titles which started with the word effect, and the degree has been awarded. So you know the quality. So therefore, important is a study of effect. So you have to use the word a study of. Now, if you do not want to use effect, if you want to use effectiveness, then should I tell you how to write the title if you want to use the word effectiveness? If you want to use the word effectiveness, then should I tell you how to write the title or no? Okay, if you do not want, that's fine. Okay, if you want, then I can write effectiveness. Now, you see this. Is it effectiveness of online teaching on achievement in mathematics? Is it all right or not? The title with effectiveness, do you think, is it all right or not? Let me make it red. So you see the red color now. Is it all right or not? Okay. Dr. Neetu Gupta, what change you want? What should be the change in it? Dr. Gupta. Dr. Neetu Gupta, what change do you want in it?
So the title don't seems to be complete. Effectiveness of what?
If you see effectiveness of online teaching on achievement in mathematics of class 12 student of government senior schools of Agra, is it all right or not? If not, then what should I have? What change you want? Okay, let me tell you, my dear friend, effectiveness of online teaching on achievement is not all right, because you cannot have effectiveness of this on. You have to write effectiveness of online teaching on the basis of. So that is what you have to make a change. Either you write on the basis of, or you write in terms of. Otherwise, grammatically, it is wrong. Effect of this on is all right, but effectiveness on is not all right. That is not okay. So you have to write the effectiveness of online teaching on the basis of, or if you don't want to write on the basis, you can say in terms of, anything you like, perfectly correct. Then it becomes all right. So by chance, if you happen to use the word effectiveness, then this is what you need to change. Okay. So therefore, I have given you two titles of the survey research. In one, there was a pure qualitative information, another pure quantitative information, and one more title of the survey where two variable, one variable is quantitative information, other is qualitative. And I have done a experimental study also, and I have used the word effectiveness also. So do you want that? Should I close or should I continue? Dr. Neetu Gupta.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we
should
can
close.
continue tomorrow.
Okay, all right. So see you tomorrow. Very fine. Okay, Archana ma'am wants to ask something. Please go ahead. Neetu, please find out Archana what she wants.
Sir, Archana ma'am raised hand. She wants to ask something. Can we take question? Unmute kar.
Please, Archana, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question.
Sir, Archana ma'am wants to ask something. Can we take her question?
Please take question.
Yes, sir.
Please take the question of Archana ji and tell me what is the question. Or you
Yes,
can.
sir. Yes, sir. No, sir, she is just saying that it is an excellent session.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Yes, sir, that was very nice session. Thank you, sir. See you tomorrow. We'll be eagerly waiting for your session tomorrow. Thanks once again, sir. And thanks to all the participants for being with us. See you all tomorrow. Have a nice day, everyone.
नहीं खत्म हुआ।